Hey, welcome back. Today we are looking at week 42 in the plans by Just Scribble. If you were with me on the live yesterday, we filled out this, and this is great, but I don't have a lot of structure to my days right now, but I do have quite a few tasks that I need to get done during the week. And so I'm going to look at an alternative layout, something that I have not really done before, but we're going to go ahead and try it this week. We're going to see how it works. I kind of played around with this just a little bit, and I like it. So that gave you just a little sneak peek. I played with it back in July, but I don't like what all went into that one. So I'm going to do it for real this week. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with, let's see, we're going to start with a washi for the 10 o'clock, and we're going to kind of coordinate. So I'm going to use the same basic sets here so that you can kind of get an idea of the fact that the decor doesn't necessarily determine the content. The content determines where the decor sits. And so for me, the 10 o'clock time is always the end of the day. Now, I have mentioned in the past, and I will mention again, that sometimes we are out after 10. When we decided to do our 8:30 trivia, we didn't get back until after 10, but I don't leave the house typically after 10 for anything. And if I do, then that's something totally different, and I usually know that ahead of time. We are also going to go ahead and put the weekend in, and I'm going to put it in fairly high this week in case I do decide to get up early on the weekend. I doubt it, but it might happen, especially with doing a plan with me live while I'm at the Ren Fair. So we did talk about this on the other live that I am thinking I will be going to the Ren Fair this week. And so I want to make sure that I have the live filmed ahead of time so I can just sit with you in the chats this week on the live. So I'm going to use the same colors. I pulled out the N52, the 912, and the 623. I didn't end up using the black one, and so I think that's fine. We'll just use likely the TWSBI Echo if we need a black. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a band around this time. And now since this is a thicker notebook, I'm going to go ahead and use a slightly thicker line than I did before. So I'm using the brush side, whereas before I used the point side to make this line, and then let's just fully encapsulate that weekend there. So what I started with this week, and I'm going to stop with this. I watched a video. Let me look at my history, and so that I can give you the appropriate name of the video, and I'll link it for you as well. I watched a video called How to Achieve So Much in 24 Hours It Feels Unfair. Now, that video had a lot of different elements of advice, and some of them I think were better than others. But the one in particular really stuck out to me, and that was the time blocking. Now, for a week like this, when I don't have a lot of stuff going on, time blocking actually makes a lot of sense because I can look at the time available and the tasks that I need and start scheduling them into those blocks. So the first thing that I want to do is put my hard elements that, have a time. They're already set. These are not moving, because I'm not going to go rearranging my entire week and affecting other people's schedules just so that I can try this productivity method. Um, it's if it doesn't work around the things that I need it to work around and it doesn't have any type of flexibility whatsoever, then it's probably not the best productivity method for me because my weeks can look sometimes very, very different. And I want to make sure that I am incorporating all of this um, together. So, and incorporating it into reality versus, trying to come up with something that doesn't necessarily work with the reality. We don't want to do that. You want to make sure that it works with your actual schedule. Okay, so those are the blocks that I already have in that are immovable. Nothing is happening with those. Now, let's come down the side and I'm going to put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We are using this whole sidebar here for this. And that's okay because I have room to put other things in here down at the bottom. So I don't necessarily need the sidebar for things like meals. I can do those along the bottom. So we are going to number these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. These are going to be our blocks. We are going to do 3 90-minute focus blocks each day. And that should give us a really good framework for our week. So a little bit different, something that I haven't really necessarily done before. So we're going to start. I want to see what this color looks like on this paper. So I will add it over here. It's a little bit dark. I think I'm going to go with an even lighter gray. Let's try. Okay, so what I've done is I've just made these little tick marks over here. I'm not going to see them really when the page is finished, but they should be enough for me to tell. So I'm going to go from 8 o'clock in the morning here. I'm going to do a 90-minute block till 9:30. And I'm just going to highlight it as a block. So this is one of my blocks. The next one is going to start at 9:20 and it is going to run until, or 9:50, sorry, and it's going to run until 11:20. So we're going to put that in just like that. Now, according to what I read, this is based on some of your circadian rhythms, and specifically uh, the ultradian sprint. And this is typically for deep cognitive work, which right now I'm in the middle of this particular third block. I don't know that I necessarily consider filming deep cognitive work, but I am kind of thinking on the fly. I'm thinking through what I want to do here. And so I think filming fits in this. I'm going to try it with just generalized, does it work with the general overall day? So in this case, we finish here at 1:10. So because this is new to me, I'm going to write these times in. So this one is 8 to 9:30. This one is 9:50 to 11:20. This one is 11:40 to 1:10. And I am at the end of this. I'm getting towards the end of this block. So hopefully I'm going to finish this pretty soon because I do have that hard out at 1:10. Again, today is a day to kind of try new things. So I'm not going to be as difficult on myself if I don't have that hard out right at 1:10. I can adjust things a little bit further. And then I'm going to put in a single half-hour block right there. And this is going to be 2-minute tasks. Now, as I'm writing this, what you need to understand about this whole thing is the key to this is that you have this, let me turn it this way so you guys can see it on the regular. I always write on a diagonal. You're going to have this 90-minute block, and then you're going to have 20 minutes where you do not look at a screen at all. So I know if you have a job and your boss wants you looking at the screen, this might not feel as doable to not look at the screen at all during those times. But, perhaps you organize your office, you do a little paperwork, you do something else. You get up, you move, you get yourself a cup of coffee, right? I have my coffee I'm still working on from this morning. You take that, you maybe get your drink, maybe you grab some lunch, something like that, but you take a 20-minute break from the screens. Then you come back and you complete this second focused period of an hour and a half. And in that time, you focus very, very hard on whatever it is that you're doing. So these are deep focus times. You cut out all your distractions. You don't answer email. You don't answer texts. You just focus on the job at hand. Then you have another 20-minute break. Again, that is not time to answer emails or texts or anything else. You're not dealing with those in that time. Now, for me, I like to check my emails. So I had an email break at the end of this. So my focus time included checking emails here in this second block. And then I had that break again. And then I have another focused block of work. And I have the tasks that I need to accomplish during that. And then I have a 20-minute break. And then I'm going to deal with what I call my 2-minute tasks. Now, in my email, anything that came through that I need to do that is approximately a 2-minute task goes into a folder called 2-minute tasks. So when I'm reviewing my emails, if it's a super quick thing to deal with, I will throw it into that folder, unless it's urgent. I mean, if it has to be dealt with in the moment, that's when that's different. But those 2-minute tasks, those are going to happen in this half-hour block here. That hasn't happened yet. So I have set up an email folder. Everything that I think I'm going to be dealing with is in that little bucket there for me to attack during these 2-minute tasks. These can also be anything, maybe tidying up the desk is a 2-minute task, those kind of things. And then after that, I have my health hour. And so this is not part of it, but this is what I have modified it to be. And I think that it's important that you take things that you listen to. We consume so much. You want to take the thing that you listen to and turn it into something actionable. And so for me, this is going to be the walking pad, stretching, and my hypnosis. And then that is followed by a household task. So for me, my work day is normally from 8 until 4 with no break. So if I add a cleaning, this is an 8-hour workday now here. And for this particular day, I am going to clean the kitchen because after the weekend, it needs it almost always. And then this morning, during this time up here, I had coffee and I read outside. So that is how my productive day has gone. Now, I'm going to put these first 3 in the first 3 slots, but they do not have to be that way. What you want to do is over here, you want to list all the tasks that you have in 30-minute increments. So whatever takes about 30 minutes to do, and you want to group them together by location. For example, actually for this top one, I have some errands I need to run. And that is going to take me about 90 minutes. And so I need to put that somewhere in this week. And I am going to go to do this and this. So these are my 3 errands. I know what that means. And so that is a 90-minute block. So I will put that somewhere in here. The 90 minutes will be me running around to those 3 places. It'll take me about a half hour or so to get to each of them. So that'll fill one of my blocks this week. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of expand this out through the rest of the week. Now, the one day that's going to be a difficulty is going to be this day here, because I cannot go up till 2 o'clock, obviously, if I have a phone call here. And so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to I want to have that 20 minutes before the phone call to just decompress. I find that I'm really loving these 20-minute breaks. So I've had 2 of them now so far today. And the 20-minute break to just get away from the computer, get away from the phone, get away from the screens has been really, really nice. So I want to keep that. So instead, I'm going to move this up to 7:30 to 9. And cut into, I'll still have some coffee and reading time right in here, but it will be a little bit tighter because I do tend to get up at 7. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and put a line here at 7 so that I know I can't go above that. because one of the other things that I'm trying to do is prioritize sleep. When I'm working, I have a tendency to just not sleep during the week, and then I'm exhausted by the time the weekend arrives, and I don't want to do much of anything on the weekend, and I don't like that. So I'm trying really hard to change that right now while I don't have to deal with the job as well, so that I'm not feeling like I need to sleep in on the weekends as much. So that first block will sit there. We do have our coffee time. And I'll read, but I won't get to read as much tomorrow, and that's okay. And then the next block will be from 9:20 to 10:50. And then the last block will be from 11:10 to 12:40. And that will give me my 20-minute rest period before my call. Now, what I think I'm going to do, well, first of all, I'm going to write these times in because they're different. So we have 7:30 to 9. We have 9:20 to 10:50. And then we have 11:10 to 12:40. And I know we're not really used to thinking in terms of this. We tend to kind of think in that half-hour increment so that we can fit it into this little time frame with the boxes and everything. But you don't have to use up all of that space. Having these rest spaces in is really nice. So what I think I'm going to do is this block is going to be number 1. And so I will, when I get to that block, I will look over here. I will know exactly what I need to take care of during that time slot. So let me put in, right now I am doing a film and upload. And I worked on which ones? I did the moon phase or moon phases. So that's already done. And then this one is the alternate week 42. So I will put that in here as number 2. So now you can see that I am working currently on this number 2. I am almost done here, so I'm going to need to, I'm a little bit behind, and that's okay. This is, again, my first day of it, so I'm not necessarily estimating correctly. The moon phases took a little bit longer than I thought to film and get uploaded and everything. And so what I think I realized is that I need to concentrate on the filming during the block, and then I can let my phone upload while I'm resting. So, and resting doesn't necessarily mean laying down. It just means that I'm not looking at a screen and I don't have a task that I need to accomplish during that 20 minutes. But I can allow my phone to work during that 20 minutes. So my phone can work for me during that time and upload the videos. So I think, that's something good to know going forward. During this, I did paperwork. So I filled out some forms. And I answered emails. And then in this second one, I did a lot of job searching. And I got through all of my job searching tasks because I wasn't distracted. I wasn't looking at other things. And so I did those and I looked at LinkedIn. I'm putting these little check marks over here so I have something to cross off. And so I did LinkedIn and Indeed. So this was 3. This was 4. So as you can see, these do not need to be in order. So as I have my other tasks for the week, I can fill them in on these blocks. Now I will expand these blocks in just a minute further out so that you can see those. So this is going to be coffee and read. And I will put my 2-minute tasks after my phone call, and then my health block will go, because I don't have to worry about making dinner or anything like that, because it's date night. My health block can go right in here on this particular day. So it's going to feel a little bit different. I'm going to kind of lose some stamina, but I would already lose the stamina from leaving the house and going out and running errands. So I think that fits well for that. And so here again, we have the walk pad. We have stretching and the hypnosis. I find I used to write, meditate or hypnosis, but lately I've been kind of gravitating more towards the hypnosis. So we're going to kind of stick with that. So I'm going to go ahead and right now extrapolate this through the rest of the week. So we are going to make these lines going this way first. And then this one goes till 9:30. And we're going to give this a try for a full week and see if we feel like we got more done. And this gives us a good reason to have this calendar where this doesn't feel very effective because I don't necessarily know what I'm filling all these things in with. I have all these filming tasks over here, but I only did one of these 4. So now they're just kind of living here, but they need to happen other times. This gives us very clearly defined pockets when we are going to take care of things. So this one happens right. I find if I draw right on the line, that gives me that 10 minutes before or 10 minutes after. And then 11:20. So drawing right below that line. So basically, I have found that the width of the brush tip of this is basically 20 minutes. It's what I was kind of saying in that. And then we have 12 or 11:40. So if we draw right on the 12 o'clock line, that gives us that 11:40, or right above it, I should say. And then that goes to 1:10. So again, we draw right over the line for the 1. And then from 1:30 to 2. And according to the video, this meant that you could, by using this system, you could get everything done by 2 that most people get done in an 8-hour day. And so I think that is actually accurate. If I were to take all of my tasks and move them in this way, this really does actually get me kind of done with work stuff by 2. Or work type stuff. I'm not working. If you have a job, that may vary. You may have a boss who's really on top of your time and cares more about the fact that you are constantly working than the fact that, you are using your time efficiently and getting more done. You might also deal with people, and if you deal with people on a daily basis, you are well aware that sometimes they can interrupt. I have that problem when I'm working as well. I'll get clients that call up, they want something, they want it right now. They don't want to wait until that 2-minute task time at 1:30 in the afternoon. Um, but I find if I kind of get in the habit of doing this now and kind of structuring my day this way now, that maybe I will be better about having, office hours when it's more convenient for me to deal with clients and maybe not necessarily reacting all the time, and saying, I deal with clients at the beginning of each of these, maybe I can put you in, if I answer your call in this block, and I can't deal with it right away, I'll get an answer to you at the beginning of this block. I don't know. I don't know how this necessarily translates into the job because I don't know what the job that I'm going to have will be yet. And so right now we're just going to make it, we're going to try it for a week and make it fit my current tasks. Might it need to be modified? I mean, I'm already modifying it. It didn't have these 2-minute tasks added in. It didn't have a health portion. So I'm taking what they suggested as having as your ideal work day, and I'm saying that in what is a realistic work day, I can also get my physical care done, at least the cardio portion, the stretching. I can get my house cleaned a little bit so that I'm on top of that and don't have to be doing that in the evenings. And when I'm on this particular phone call, it's possible that I can do some organizing around the office. So I might be able to get that in as well on this day. But if I miss one day, that is actually still going to have me so far ahead of what I normally, because normally I leave the cleaning of the house till, the end of the day after I have relaxed and everything. I don't necessarily want to do it. It makes me crabby. Or I try and do it in the morning and then I'm stressed because I don't have everything. I have too many other things that I need to think about that I really know that I need to get done. And so I'm not really paying attention as well. So again, because this is new, we are going to write in everything in every single day. So we will write coffee and read every morning. And then 8 to 9:30, 9:50 to 11:20, 11:40 to 1:10. And one of the things that I will say, having done this, I mean, it's only been one day, so bear with me. I've only tried this. I'm here at this point right here. So I've only tried this for the one day. But I will say my energy lasted throughout the day. These breaks, bigger breaks in between, really, really helped. Now, I have used the Pomodoro technique at work before, where you work for 25 minutes and then you get a 5-minute break, and you work for 25 minutes and get a 5-minute break. And I find that that 5-minute break doesn't really refresh me the way these 20-minute breaks do. 20 minutes is a long time to step away from the computer, and it feels refreshing. So just something to think about as you're planning things. If you are trying the Pomodoro and it doesn't feel like it's working for you, that may be why. Let's see. I feel like here I'm going to want to clean the office. here we'll go again, coffee and read. And 8 to 9:30. 9:50 to 11:20. And I do have a little Pomodoro timer. I don't know if you guys have been here from the beginning, you might have seen this. I have this little, it looks like a little singing bowl. And I can set this to whatever time I want. And set it up so that it will do this schedule for me. So this will just chime for me throughout the day on the schedule that I've set. So I don't have to look at my phone. I don't have to set my phone for this. And I highly recommend it. I actually did an unboxing of it. I will put that in the corner as a card. And if you're interested in it, I got it as Kickstarter. So I do not have an affiliate link for it, but it is super cute, and I like using it for the Pomodoro. But again, I didn't find the Pomodoro didn't give me that recoup time that I feel like I'm really enjoying in this method. So here we have, this is going to be halfway through the week. I think I'm going to want to clean the kitchen again. And here, I will do the bathrooms. That way, everything will be nice and clean. We can leave for the weekend and we'll be just fine. One of the other things we do have this morning, I did it. And so I will try and do this throughout the week. I threw in a load of laundry in the morning. Now I have an all-in-one, so I folded it right here. It was done, and so I have one of those machines that does the whole load. It washes and dries it. It saves on space, and so I will check, and if there is a load, then I can make sure that they're getting done throughout the week. I won't do one here because I'm going to be a little bit tighter on time in the morning, and that should be plenty throughout the week. 3 more loads, and then I will be all ready for a nice, enjoyable weekend. I will write up here that this is, I should probably bring this into the Renaissance Fair that we are going to Renaissance fairs this weekend. And then the other thing that I need to do is I need to write in my blocks that I know about. So for example, I do know that I want to film and do a plan with me set up here. So on Friday, I want to do a filming block. So let's put that in here. And this is going to be a film and upload again. So again, if you see, we put it here. We're going to put film and upload, and this is going to be our 11-week check-in. And this is going to be the washi and plan with me thumbnails. The washi selection video, that's a short, and then the plan with me thumbnail. I tend to do all these three things together anyway, so that naturally is going to fit in here. I also have a Facebook revamp tomorrow set on my schedule. I think I do have some other job things I want to catch up on tomorrow, so it might fit in here. So let's just put the Facebook revamp. Or I'm just going to put Facebook, and I need to update the page. I have a Facebook page, but it's very old. I haven't used it in a really long time. And then I want to create a group. And so those are the big tasks, and then I will create a post about it and add that to here. So let's do that here. I need another job search. Again, the job search involves LinkedIn and Indeed. I don't really find as many jobs on Indeed in architecture. I imagine it's really dependent on your particular field as to whether Indeed is a good place to look for jobs or not. I do want to put in one more block of that. I find that usually 3 mornings tends to be enough on the job search. But I do like to do that when I'm feeling fresh so that I am using fresh language, things like that. So we will put that maybe here. Now that doesn't mean that I won't glance at it at all, maybe when I have time during the 2-minute tasks, or if I finish a block ahead of the rest period, then I tend to move on to the next block, or I look at some of these tasks that maybe I want to do a little bit more of, get a little bit more ahead. So I would like to, again, I have 3 more videos that I want to film. So I'm going to film and upload. Let's do two more blocks of that. And I won't do necessarily 2 of those in one day. So I'm not going to put film and upload twice in one day. That would feel a bit much and would feel draining because then I'm doing too many. But this will get another 4 videos in the can. I do need to film the plan with me. So maybe we can do that. I don't want to do that too far ahead. So maybe I'm going to completely disregard what I just said, and I'm going to put it here on Friday after this other filming block. So we'll do some pretty heavy filming on Friday so that we're all ready for the weekend. Because I'm already going to be doing the washi selection, and I'm going to be doing the plan with me thumbnail upload and everything. Basically, this has become one big giant filming block with just a rest in the middle of it, so a break at some point. So when the timer tells me to take a break, I'll take a break, but I'll keep working on filming during that time frame. Filming and then uploading. So I might do all my filming in here and then do all the uploading in here. I don't know. Uploading involves a lot. There's always descriptions to write and other things that need to go along with it. So let's schedule in number 10. So we have a film. Let's put a filming block here. Let's put it in the morning. So hopefully I will feel more creative, have some fresh ideas. So that filming block is in there. And so now I'm starting to build out a week. So I know what I'm doing this week, and I won't get to Friday and go, oh my gosh, I haven't done anything during the week. And I have all these tasks that I need to do in order to make it to the weekend and have this nice time at the Ren fairs. So by taking care of this, if I have a week that looks just like this gives me plenty of opportunity to just push everything over and try and tackle it on this day or these 2 days and not really take care of too much over in here. And so this means that I'm looking at my week and I'm handling all the things all at once. I will say I have some kitchen tasks to do that does not involve a screen, but that's still things that need to get done around the house. Oops. I need to do applesauce before the apples go bad. I was supposed to do them last week and I didn't get to them. And what else do I have? I have bacon that needs to get handled, cooked up. So let's put that, this needs to happen fairly soon. So let's put that here in the beginning part of the week. So again, now I'm down to only having a couple slots left for stuff. So a week that I looked at and I was like, I don't really have that much to do. I'm not that busy. Look at me. I have all this free time. As you can see, if I start putting all of my tasks here, I don't really have that much free time. I have 3 little slots left. I have a job interview that I'm going to have to schedule at some point. I could put those in the job search blocks maybe in one of those times. But I don't really have a lot of time if I want to take care of all the tasks that I have in my life, and I want to take care of my health, and I want to take care of my home, and I would like to have my evenings free to just kind of relax, maybe do some studying for the tests that I have to take for my architecture license, things like that. This definitely lays everything out in a way that makes it super easy. Again, I will link the video that I watched. I do think it's an AI created video. So I'm not real thrilled with it, but I got some good information from it, and I'm going to try it and I'm going to see what I like from it. And I'm sure that I will change this up a little bit in the future. This is not a final thing in any way, shape, or form. I just know that this will enable me to get more done this week because I know that I had a very efficient day today and I felt very energized throughout this whole period today and ready to take on the day. So hopefully you kind of enjoyed that alternate plan with me. If you don't have a lot going on, this seems to be a really good way to kind of lay things out. And I will let you know for sure how the Ren Fair is, and I will catch you sometime in a live up in here. I just don't know when it's going to be yet because I need to figure out when we're going to be, when we want to check out of the hotel. I'll want to do that before I check out, things like that. And we don't have a hotel set yet for that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys next week for another Plan With Me. I'll see you with the Plan With Me live on Sunday. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.